All right, so we're going to begin today's practice in a comfortable seat. We'll do about 5 minutes of breathing, and breathing has the unique and amazing ability to help calm the mind and bring our awareness a little bit more fully into our bodies, right? And that's what yoga does too. It's a really nice way to start, is to anchor into the breath. So just sit comfortably any way you like. I like to kind of rock forward so my sit bones come out behind me a little bit, and then the spine can stay nice and long. For breath work, it's nice to have a long spine. You don't want to feel slumped or like the breath is impinged. Rest your hands anywhere comfortable, on your lap, on your legs. Palms up will help you to open up to receiving a little. Palms down will help you ground a little. And then with that nice long spine, feel free to roll the shoulders here, move the head, just get comfortable. And if and when you feel ready, allow your eyes to softly close. You don't have to look at me. I'd like you instead to look within. Notice what's happening in this inner landscape of you, right? So you're limiting all these external distractions now and turning your awareness inward. And the practice of yoga is such an inward exploration. We get to know ourselves a little bit more intimately every time we come to our mat to practice. So if there's an intention that you'd like to set for yourself today, please do that now. Maybe there's something that you want to gain a little bit more of, whether it's patience or balance or presence or awareness or healing, strength, anything. Good. And then gently close the lips and let all the breath flow in and out of your nose. And just notice it. Is it catching anywhere? Does it feel free and effortless, or does it feel a little bit difficult? And notice the length of your breath, the pace of your breath, and the quality of your breath. And each breath brings you right here into your body, into this present moment, and we're just going to deepen it now and lengthen it now so that it really helps you to anchor in. So as you inhale, see if you can inhale maybe to the count of 4 and notice the pause after the inhale. And then as you exhale, maybe exhaling to the count of 4 and noticing the pause after the exhale. We can do it together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pausing for 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pausing 1, 2. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Relaxed. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Continue on your own. If you want to lengthen the pace or shorten the pace, please do. You want to be comfortable. And at the top of the inhalation, when there's the pause, that's when the breath turns over gently. So you're not holding it. You're just noticing the turnover. And at the bottom of the exhale, same thing. Without holding the breath out, allow it to turn over and rise back up. And when we can breathe at a 5 or 6 count pace, we slow the breath down to its optimal healing range for most of us, not all of us. Again, we're all unique, so find your pace. And see if as you continue this for just 1 more minute, if you can keep the shoulders relaxed, the face muscles soft, and not straining or struggling. So again, your pace is fine. A long, smooth breath in with that 2-second turnover and a long, smooth breath out with that 2-second turnover. And notice the tendency to hold or force, and please stay relaxed instead. Notice the tendency for tension to creep in, and see if you can notice that, acknowledge that, and release that with an out breath. Gorgeous, you guys. Just do one more cycle of breath wherever you are. So for those of you late, we're inhaling to about the count of 4, pausing for 2, exhaling for about the count of 4, and pausing for 2. When you're finished, take a nice free inhale. Open your lips and sigh it out. Ah. And even after the breath exits here, just keep mentally exhaling as you tune back inward. And then let the breath return to a natural pace in and out of your nose. And notice if it feels a little different now than it did at the very beginning before we did that breathing. It might be freer, fuller, smoother. It might not. It's okay. All right. So go ahead and circle around the shoulders. Keep the breath smooth and free and deep and rich and healing. Wiggle the head if you like. I'm going to turn forward on my mat here, and all we're going to do is we're going to extend the right leg out in front of us. Sit bones are beneath you, maybe even a little behind you, so that spine is long. You're going to flex the right toes back. And then you're just going to turn left to the bent knee. You're going to take the right hand to the outer left leg here. Right toes pull back. Left hand lifts up. Dropping the right shoulder, you're going to reach for the right toes. And this isn't about touching the toes, right? You don't want to hunch. Can you spin the heart a little open and just reach and enjoy the length from right heel to left fingertips, using that right hand to kind of spin the right ribs underneath. Good. And then left hand comes all the way up to lift you. Take it to the floor behind you, and that left knee, just lift it up away from the floor. So anchor the whole left foot down, grab the left knee now with the right hand, and just make your rotation to the left. Dropping the shoulders, lengthening through the back of the skull, and keeping the right toes flexed back. And notice how the inhale helps the spine elongate, and how the exhale might help you soften and drop a little bit more relaxed into this shape. Good, we're just going to turn the gaze forward. Take this left ankle bone over the top of the right thigh, just above the knee. Lean back into your hands, bend the right leg, taking the sole of the foot on the floor. Just get a little outer hip opener on that left hip. Flex the left toes just to protect the knee. So you can lean back as much as you want. You can take the right foot closer to you to deepen it. Feel free to sway. Make this practice your own. Good. And then we're just going to release. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Sit up nice and tall. Bounce out the legs. Roll the shoulders back. We'll do the other side. Right foot to the inner left thigh. Left toes flex. Left leg long. We're just going to turn toward the bent knee, toward that right knee. Good. Grab the outer leg with the left hand, and on an inhale, take the right arm all the way up. And then you're just going to lean to the left toes. So again, you're not grabbing the toes or reaching for them and hunching. You're spinning the heart upward a little bit, dropping that left shoulder under and using the right hand just to rotate. Feel the right pinky finger lengthen away from the hip so that you enjoy an opening through the right rib cage, right waist, out, back of the left leg. Gorgeous. Take the right arm all the way up to lift you. Bring it to the floor behind you. Hand or fingertips is fine. And then take the right knee away from the floor. Sole of the foot right in front of the sit bones. Grabbing the leg, you're just going to rotate to the right again. Have the shoulders low, the back of the head lengthening upward, the left toes flexing backward. Backward, toward the shin rather. Good, and breathe. Lengthening as you breathe in, and softening anything as you breathe out. Gorgeous. We'll turn the gaze forward, drop the right knee out, take the hands behind you, place the right ankle over the left thigh, bend that left leg, taking the sole of the foot to the earth. Good. So again, you can lean back, you can lengthen upward, you can take the foot closer. Check out how your right hip is feeling. Flexing the right toes back protects your knee. So it's threading the needle, but a little different. Feel free to wiggle a little if you like. Good. All right, extend the left leg forward, right leg forward, both legs long, both arms up. Inhale, reach high. Fold forward as you breathe out. So we're just starting obviously with some nice sweet stretches here. Heart gently lengthens outward as you breathe in. And drop the head, round and fold as you breathe out. It's okay if you need to bend your knees. It's okay if you can't touch your feet. Hands can come to the floor. It's all okay, you guys. Start to roll back up. We're just going to come to hands and knees, crossing the ankles to rock forward. Hands and knees like a baby, crawling. Gorgeous. And then we'll just cat-cow twice. So belly drops, heart pulls forward as you breathe in, sit bones lengthening backward. Rounding the back as you breathe out, separating the shoulder blades, pulling the navel to the spine, dropping the head. And again, inhale, opening that space in the front side of the body, exhaling, and getting a little more length through the back side. And then a flat back, a neutral spine. We'll take the left toes to the back of the yoga mat. We're just going to pivot the inner heel down, lean into the right hand, and lift the left arm up. I want you to really hug that back foot against the floor, draw the navel in, and then circle this left arm down, back down, and then forward. And then reach the left pinky finger away from the left pinky toe as you try to spin the heart up a little bit. Good, and then take the left hand up to the ceiling or sky, lift the left foot off the floor, it's a little balance, keep the breath flowing, and then extend the left foot out to the left, hip height. Left arm can float back. Breathe, feel, explore. Good, left leg comes straight back, left hand comes to the earth under the shoulder. Pivot the left toes to point straight down as you lengthen the head and foot away from one another. And then extend the right arm out in front of you. Good, and we're just going to bend the back leg. Reach back with the right hand to catch the foot, ankle, toe, whatever you want. Pull the foot toward you just for a beat. And then kick the foot back away from you to open across that right collarbone, shoulder, top, front of the left hip. And keep your breath flowing throughout this practice. Notice when it starts to stop. Notice when it stops and instead smooth it out. Keep it going. Good. Let go of the foot. Come back to center. Right hand forward, left foot back. Inhale. And then left knee, right elbow are going to touch or come close to one another as you exhale. And you're going to stay here for a breath. Round the back. Press the floor. Drop the head. Engage your core. Good. Take the right hand to the floor. Take the left foot straight back again. And this time, drop the toes. So the left foot is on the floor, toes curled under. I want you just to slide it an inch closer to your hands and hover the right knee away from the floor. And breathe. And you can dome your back if you like and drop your head and touch your knee toward your nose. Good, and then right foot lifts up and back for three-legged dog here on your inhalation. Turn the right toes outward. Let that hip lift and bend the right knee. Feel free to wiggle the foot or head. Let the left heel dip a little if that's nice. Good, and then shift forward toward plank with that right knee out to the right. Take it up to the outer right arm. Stay here for a breath, engaging the back leg, lifting the face.
Good, and then lift the right foot up and back again, three-legged dog, inhale. This time, right knee comes to the left elbow as you exhale. Feel free to stay here or take the knee back to the floor if you want a little more. Pivot that inner back heel down again. Lift the left hand up. And hug the right knee up toward the chest. Lift the hips away from the floor. It's a little challenging, so you back off wherever you need to back off. That's enough. Left hand comes back down. Right foot back up, three-legged dog. Inhale. We're going to step the right foot forward toward the right thumb. On the exhale, we're going to pivot that back heel flat again, like we've already done twice. Extend the heart forward a little bit, float the arms back, and on an inhale, rise on up to warrior one. I know it's a very different start today than we normally do, but it's kind of fun to play and change things and have no expectations. Feel free to take the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers, letting the head fall back against the hands, opening the elbows nice and wide, and hugging that right hip back a little bit, opening your beautiful heart. Feel free to bend a little deeper into that front knee. Gorgeous. When you're ready, arms lift up, inhale, hands to the floor, exhale, lift the back heel, and then lift the whole back foot up, vertical split, standing on the front foot. Dropping the head, lifting the back foot as high as you like. Soften the neck, shoulders, face, and eyes. Feel free to grab that right ankle if you want to play with balance or hands on the floor. Good, and then let's bend the lifted leg and take the left foot to the floor next to the right foot. We'll come halfway up on the inhalation, flattening the back. And we'll fold forward on the exhalation, dropping the head. Chair pose as the inhale, bend the knees, lift the hands. 3 breaths in your chair. Toes can lift, belly can hug in, pinky fingers can rotate towards one another. Gaze is soft and steady. Last breath in as you sink. Rise on the exhale, hands to your heart. Good, roll the shoulders back and down, draw the navel in, stand tall. And then just reach your arms up, inhale, lean back if it's nice. Fold forward as you exhale and drop your head. Flattening the back as you inhale. Plank pose as you exhale, step it back. 1 breath in your plank. Lower to the earth as you breathe out. Gentle cobra here. Inhale, heart pulls forward and upward. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hang your head, dip your heels, press into both hands, draw the thigh bones back. And come back to exploring your breathing. Last breath in this down dog. Good, and then we're just going to drop the knees to the floor. So yes, we have a whole second side of all that wacky stuff to do. And I have to remember what we did. It's all good, I remember. We're going to take the right toes to the back of the mat. We're going to pivot that inner heel down, lean into the left hand and take your right arm up. All right. Good, so anchor the back foot. Really squeeze it against the floor, draw the navel in. And then this right lifted hand reaches back toward the floor and then reaches overhead. And I want you to see if you can pull the pinky finger away from that right back pinky toe as that left shoulder doesn't climb up to the ear. And the navel stays in and there's length through the right rib cage. Gorgeous. And then right hand comes all the way back up. And then right foot floats up off the floor. So again, we're in a little balancing pose. Keep your breath smooth. Back off if you need to. See if you can take that right foot in front of you, just where you're looking, hip height, lift it. Let the right arm float back if that's nice. Good, 1 more breath like this. Nice. Right foot comes all the way straight back. Right hand comes to the floor. We're going to pivot the right toes to point straight down and lengthen the head and heel away from one another. And then leaning into that right hand, left hand reaches forward, spinal balancing. Good, we're just gonna bend the back leg, catch the foot with the left hand, pull it toward you for just a beat again, and then kick it away from you. And enjoy the opening across the collarbones. Maybe the nice little stretch in the quadricep or hip flexor. Can you keep the breath moving or back off the pose? Do what's comfortable for your neck here. Nice. Let go of the foot. Spinal balance. Left hand forward, right foot back. Inhale to lengthen. Knee and elbow beneath you on the out breath. You're going to hold the pose. Don't hold the breath. Dome the back. Press the floor. Pull the navel in. Drop your head. Use your core muscles here a little bit. Good. And then left hand comes to the floor. Right foot comes straight back. Toes on the earth. So you're going to pull the foot a tiny bit closer to you. And then hover the left knee off the floor toward the chest or nose if you want to drop the head. And again, it's a little bit of core here. And notice that it's a little more difficult to breathe smoothly when you're working your core, and that's okay. Good, left foot comes all the way up, three-legged dog. Turning the left toes out, we're going to let that hip lift, bend the left knee, aim it up. Right heel dipping, hands pressing, head hanging. So present. Beautiful, you guys. Keeping that left knee out to the left, shift forward toward plank. Left knee comes up to the outer left arm. Press the floor, engage the back leg, lift the face. Keep the breath smooth even though you're challenged. Left foot comes all the way back up, three-legged dog, inhaling. And then we'll cross the left knee to the right elbow into the twist. So again, feel free to stay here. Feel free to pivot the back foot flat. You can even drop the left knee. Right arm up. Hug that left knee to the chest. Anchor the back leg. Try to lift your hips away from the floor. Please back off if you need to. Work it harder if you want to. It's all up to you. Right hand comes back down. Left foot extends back. Three-legged dog. Inhale. We're going to step the left foot up to the left thumb tip on the out breath. Pivoting that back heel flat again. Pull the heart gently forward. Float your arms back. And then inhale, rise on up. Warrior one. Hands can come behind the head again if you like, interlacing. Let the head fall back against the hands. Can you widen the elbows? If you feel like balance is an issue, take the left foot further to the left. Hugging the left hip back, opening the heart, softening the face, maybe dipping a little lower into that front leg. Good. Reach up, inhale, hands to the earth, exhale. Just lift the back heel and launch it all the way up for vertical splits, dropping your head. Hang the head. Good. Lift the back foot as high or as low as you want. Playing with balance is optional. You can grab the left ankle with one or both hands. How's your breath? How's your mind? Good. When you're ready, bend the lifted knee. Take the right foot next to the left foot. Lengthen the heart forward as you breathe in, halfway up. Folding forward as you breathe out, and chair pose. And then we will complete this sequence. Hips low and hands high, 3 breaths. Feel for lifting the back ribs a little bit and hugging the front ribs in a little bit. Use your core muscles, soften your eyebrows and your face. Sink as low as you like. Good. One more breath in as you dip those hips. On the exhale, we rise and press up to standing, hands to the heart. Shoulders back and down, navel in. Gorgeous. On an inhale, reach up. Open up, lean back if it's nice. Fold as you breathe out. Flattening the back, inhaling. Plank pose on the exhale. Pressing the floor, inhaling. And again, lowering down. Knees can drop first, exhale. And a gentle cobra. Roll it up on the in-breath. Pull it back to dog on the out-breath. So in a short time, we managed to get a very complete sequence. And we're not quite done. All right, let's bend the knees, look forward on the in-breath, and we'll walk or float forward on the out-breath. Halfway lift as you breathe in, and folding in half as you breathe out. Okay. And then in this forward fold, just wiggle the feet a little bit wider apart. In fact, maybe as wide as the edges of your mat. If the outer edges of the feet can line up there, that's great. Go ahead and drop your head, take your hands behind you, fingers interlace. You can lift them up, you can bring the heels of the hands together apart, or you can rest the hands on the low back. I like to wiggle my head here just to free up the neck. You might even circle the shoulders. Do what's nice for you. Now we're just going to take a little bend in the right knee and turn the heart left, pulling the knuckles back away from the head. And then back to center. Bending the left knee, spinning the heart right, pulling the knuckles back, shoulders back. Good. And back to center. We'll release the hands down and then lengthen the heart up. And then as you lift the heart, keeping the fingertips on the floor, see if you can draw the thigh bones back, pull the heart forward, and then take the right fingertips to the floor, right under the face, tenting the hands so you have a little elevation. Feel free to use a block if you like. And take the left hand to the left hip. And so you don't want to carry the hip with you. You're just going to, again, spin the heart to the left. It's a little challenging here. So pulling the heart forward, drawing the thigh bones back and extending through the crown of the head. You can lift the left hand now if you want to. Good. Release the left hand, drop the head, take a reprieve. And then again, pulling the heart forward, left fingertips are going to come to the floor, right to the midline. Pull the heart forward, draw the thigh bones back, right hand to the right hip. So you can use that right hand on the hip to kind of press it downward, and then pivot the right ribs upward, the right elbow and shoulder upward. And again, heart and head pull forward, thigh bones draw back, and it's a twist. If you want, you can take the right arm up. Keep the breath smooth. Good. Release that right hand. Fold. Good. And now with the feet wide, can you keep the toes out wide? Well, actually, let's do one thing first. Keep the feet as they are. We're going to do a wide-legged chair just for fun. So bend the knees, dip the hips, maybe thigh bones parallel or almost parallel the floor. Extend the arms forward if you want to work this, or you can keep the hands on the earth, pulling the heart forward if that's a little too intense right now. Your choice. And then maybe you can kind of hug the inner thighs against those outer ribs. So just reach forward and then start to reach up, keeping the hips low. Ooh. And again, lift the back ribs, draw the front ribs in, soften the inner shoulders and face. Okay, one more breath, you got it. We're gonna fold forward here, hands down, straighten your legs, drop your heavy head. All right, now we'll keep the toes out wide. Maybe bring the feet a little closer together. It's all gonna depend on your hips. I want your heels in, your toes out. We're gonna squat down to Malasana. So hands come to the heart. Ideally the heels are on the floor, but it's all good. Again, this is your practice. You do what feels right for you. With the triceps, outer arms against those inner legs or knees, see if you can elongate your spine. If you want to wiggle your head, wiggle your head. You can take the right pinky finger to the floor, right where the right toes are pointed, and you can extend the left arm up and spread your palms, spread your wings. Take a nice sweet inhalation. And as you exhale, pull the navel in and hands come back to the heart. Inhale for length from hips to head.
And then maybe left finger, pinky finger, touches the floor where the toes are aimed. Maybe right arm extends out. Spreading the palms, opening across that heart. A nice, sweet, spacious in-breath. And as you breathe out, hands come back together. Elongate the spine, inhale. Good. Release your hands behind you as you exhale. We're just going to drop onto our bottoms. Sit down. Whew. All right, scooch back a little bit. Actually, let's just roll on back. Let's come onto our backs here. Hug the knees to the chest. I've been teaching yoga for 15 years. And I think that's a pretty long time. It's fun to play with a different sequence every time you get onto your mat. And sometimes it's tricky to remember side to side, but that just comes with practice. All right, I hope you've been enjoying this one. I have. I know it's a little different. So let's come into a sweet bridge pose, keeping the feet down, lifting the hips up. You can take the arms beneath you if you like, interlacing fingers. You can grab the edges of your mat to lift the back of the heart, or you can just let the palms flop open and relax the shoulders. So the knees want to track outward here, and all I want is that your knees are right over your heels. Anchor the tailbone forward so you have that spaciousness in your torso, and make sure the throat feels free. The forehead feels soft. Beautiful. Let's start to unlace the hands if they're beneath you. Roll your spine back down, nice and slowly. And then when your low back settles, let it settle for just a moment. Good, and then let's wiggle the feet apart again. Let the knees drop together, open the arms out nice and wide or in a sort of goalpost shape. And then let both knees track to the left and turn the nose to the right. And take about 2 long, sweet breaths. If you want to play with that 2-count pause at the top and bottom of the breath, feel free. And then the knees are going to come all the way back up. Let them touch, feet wide still. And trap the knees to the right. Turn the gaze to the left. You can close your eyes though. And again, 2 long breaths. Like we did in the beginning, if you like. It was a 4-count inhalation, a 2-count pause, and a 4-count exhalation with a 2-count pause. The knees are going to come back up. And when the knees come up, you're going to bring the feet beneath the knees. And let's do a full thread the needle here. Right ankle bone is going to cross over the left thigh. Go ahead and hug that left leg toward you. It's like we did in the beginning when we leaned back. But this time, the whole spine can stay long, the neck free, the jaw soft. No tension in the upper body as you hug that left leg as close to you as you like. Beautiful. Let's let go of the left leg, uncross, recross to the other side. Flexing the left toes back protects the knee, if you recall. And then you hug the right leg in. So you can clasp the hamstring or shin, totally up to you. Back of the neck, jaw, and eyes nice and relaxed. And please return to your breathing so that you bring your mind back to this, because when we get still in the poses, we really notice how active our minds are. Let's let go here. Uncross. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together on the floor. Let the knees fall apart. Place a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly if you can. Closing the eyes. 2 counts of that breathing. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. Again.
And then belly pulls in and knees come up. And when the knees come up, bring them back to the chest. You can rock a little. We'll keep the right knee hugging in. Extend the left leg long on the floor. Grab that right knee with the left hand. Open the right arm out to the right and guide the right knee all the way across to the left. And if the knee doesn't touch down or the foot doesn't touch down, that's okay. You can place the foot on the inner left thigh. If the right shoulder floats up, that's okay. Turn the head whichever way you like, and then 3 cycles of breath. If you want to linger in the pause or linger in one pause longer than the other, feel free. Often it's the pause after the exhale that if you can linger in a little longer than 2 counts and just keep letting go, even if you're no longer letting go of breath, but you're just letting go of tension, resistance, it's so healing. Nice, you guys. And then we'll take the right knee back toward the chest to roll onto our backs. Let's take both knees in again. And then we'll keep the left knee in, right leg long, left arm to the left, and making your twist. Left knee crosses over. And notice what happens in those exhales, in those pauses. Very often, when we pause between the breaths, it's an opportunity just to come into a place of emptiness, stillness, freedom. And we can learn to pause and linger in the pauses. It also teaches us how to pause in life, to be less reactive. When you're ready, you'll take that left knee back to the chest, rolling onto your back. Final time, both knees in. Oh, perfect timing. Let's give the knees a circle in both directions here. And then if you'd like a last shape, you can grab a happy baby. You can open the legs out nice and wide. You can come into maybe a shoulder stand, or feel free to come right into Shavasana. That's where we're going to meet and land. So if you're doing a final pose, take about 10 more seconds, or more if you want to. You're at home, or wherever you are. And then when you're ready, begin to make your way into Shavasana. So let the feet flop open, let the palms spin upward, backs of the hands resting on the floor. And take a moment here with the eyes closed, once again, like in the beginning, to look inside. To let the external world just fade away as your body softens against the earth, as your breath softens, and as your mind follows suit and softens as well. So there's nothing else to do. No more moving or efforting or planning or even thinking. And see if you can just give yourself this time, this space, this long pause to just be, to fully and completely relax. It's the most important part of your entire yoga practice, and sometimes the hardest.
Staying just as you are. And gently close the lips. And taking a long, smooth, spacious breath. Opening the lips if you like to sigh it out. And then as you stay here, relaxed, settled, present, and whole, just take a final moment to appreciate yourself. That you showed up to your yoga mat today to explore, to get to know yourself a little better, to take care of yourself, to become more aware and present. And any intention that you had possibly set in the beginning, maybe you got a little bit more of that which you wanted. I hope so. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me from all over the world. I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day and week. Namaste.